Hey, what's going on, guys? Max Forti to bring you guys another video. This is actually a live stream on Instagram called FUMECHAT. This is episode 5. We're talking about 2018 best releases thus far. And I have a special guest with me today, of course, Fragmental UK, Chris. He's going to join me. We're going to talk about the releases, the best releases from 2018 that we think are the best releases so far. What we're looking to try, in the next few months, the last quarter of the year. And, what we look forward from these companies, from the releases, in the future, and so far, what they have been doing as far as the releases that we've seen. Guys, stick around. It's coming up right now. There he is.
Hey Max, how you doing? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine. How are you? Thanks for joining me.
Very well, thanks.
So what's going on?
Sunday going?
It's going great. It's actually the middle of the day here. It's 3 p.m. I'm sure you are in the evening time, correct?
Evening time, yeah. Just 8 p.m. Just read the kids a story and put them to bed.
And you have what?
I told them I had to go and speak to Max from New York, so they had to be quiet.
Oh, thank you so much. So you have 2 kids?
Yeah, 2 kids, yeah, 2 girls.
Okay. I've seen them in some of your videos. They're very cute. They're very cute girls.
Yeah. They tend to upstage me a little bit in those videos.
Oh, by the way, guys, as you join us, please, Fragmental UK, Chris has a great channel. If you haven't checked this channel out, please go check it out. This is going to be, it's been recorded right now. It's going to be live right now for the next, 40 minutes or so. Then I'm going to post this on YouTube in the next couple of days. I'm going to have his link below so you guys can check his channel out and say hello. He's very active in the community, doing a fantastic job in the UK. And, that's what the community is all about, sharing the passion and love that we have for this great hobby that is fragrance. And today we're here, episode 5, to talk about the best releases of 2018 so far, what we expect for the next quarter, the last, 3 months of the year. So thanks again for joining me, Chris, for taking the time off of your life and, being a part of the FUMECHAT. So,
absolute pleasure, Max. I've watched your channel for a while. Before I even thought about doing anything like this, I was watching your channel, so
thank you.
It's a privilege to be invited on to have a chat with you, so thank you.
My pleasure, my pleasure. I wanted to ask you, so it's good that you said that. I wanted to ask, one of the questions I wanted to ask you, when did you think your journey started? Because, when it comes to me, I loved fragrance ever since I can remember. 7, 8 years old, I was stealing my father's, Dior, Fahrenheit, Azara Pour Homme. And, as soon as I started getting an allowance, I would save money and buy myself a little bottle of this. I've always really wanted to smell good. So how did your journey start? Have you been always, fond of fragrances?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think like most guys, when you hit those teenage years and suddenly you start wanting to be attracted to the opposite sex,
right.
Fragrance is a massive part of that. I got presents for Christmas. I think I had a Dolce & Gabbana. I had a Calvin Klein, but you just spray them on, and I can't even remember which ones they were, to be honest, looking back on it now, because it was just a case of, let's just have a spray and smell good. And then I remember my sister, we went on holiday to Cyprus, and she really took a liking to one of the waiters who worked on the villa complex, and he was wearing Cool Water. I'd never heard of this before.
Wow.
And she said, Chris, this Cool Water is just an amazing scent. It's like the girls love it. It's like the girls go crazy for it. So, of course,
you had to get it.
Water,
sure.
Rocked that for a couple of years, and then that kind of morphed into Jean-Paul Gaultier when I was in La Malle, when I was in my university years. So I always kind of was just going for the fragrances that I knew were well liked, that were crowd pleasing, and that were popular.
Sure.
And then I kind of just bought fragrances, really enjoyed them, but when you're younger, they're at a cost where it's difficult to buy a lot of them.
Of course.
And it's difficult to try many different fragrances. And you go into department stores, and sometimes it's a bit intimidating because the sales assistants are right on you and almost forcing you to make a sale. And then smelling off the paper, I didn't realise at the time, but you're never going to get a true reflection of what a fragrance is So it's really, I suppose, in the last maybe 3 or 4 years where I had more money and I was able to go into the department stores, make a proper selection, and start buying fragrances. And then I started getting more into it. Had friends that were quite into it, and they were rocking things like Tom Ford's Oud Wood, saying, you know, this is an amazing scent.
It's a whole new world too. Like when you first engage and you find out about this fragrance community and you find out about the niche world of fragrances, it's like a world within a world. You know, it's really amazing.
Yeah, up until this point, talking to my friend Ben, I didn't know niche existed, and I didn't realise the prices of some fragrances. But I was going buying Invictus and Lamal, thinking, wow, 60 pounds.
I know,
a lot of money for a fragrance. And then I tried it, and it pretty much took me down the rabbit hole, really. And it was the smell so complex and intoxicating that I almost wasn't ready for it. I didn't know how to interpret it. I just knew it was just amazing. I just knew it was something very, very different.
Which fragrance was this?
I just started to almost get addicted to just getting that hit again. This new smell, that new smell. This, that's why there's such excitement for every new, particularly niche fragrance that comes out, because you're hoping for that next wow fragrance that's really going to give you that hit that you got when you first felt that, the fragrance that changed your life, I suppose. So yeah, been into it in a small way since being young, and then in the last few years just got a bit more into it, and then watching reviews on YouTube to research for myself, I became aware that there wasn't really many people in the UK doing it, and I thought, well, maybe that's something I could do, because I was developing a big interest in it. And my background, at university, I did film, TV, theatre, and it was just a way of combining my love of fragrance with the skills that I have and loved in terms of video production, and just putting it all together, and that's how Fragmental was born.
Yeah, it's great you say that. Thank you for giving us the background and how your passion started in Fragmental. I love what you're doing. Your channel is really cool, really up and coming. I love the whole setup. It's really chic, really fun. I love that you get your family involved. I love that you go outdoors. The whole composition of your channel is really, really cool. I really enjoy it. And it's funny you talked about the addictiveness part of fragrance. It's almost like an addiction. You want to find that amazing next fragrance that's going to blow you away, that scent that hasn't been done yet, or maybe, a different take on something that has already been done, but they take it to the next level, or waiting for that package to arrive. I mean, the whole experience is very addictive. It really is.
Yeah, it is. And I think when you really get into fragrance, you have to, at some point, look to niche for that hit, because it's more daring, they take more risks, bolder compositions, and you kind of look for that. So as much as we all still appreciate and love wearing designers, if we're looking for that next kind of big fragrance hit, I think we're looking at niche, really, aren't we?
It's true, because designers, unfortunately, they are not really daring. They don't want to take chances. They kind of take one DNA that's popular and they do variations of that, the same scent. But when you go into niche, possibilities are endless, so, and they're not scared to take chances. So absolutely opens a whole different plethora of different fragrances and different, subgenres. So I agree with you 100%. If you want something more unique, going up a few levels, you got to try niche stuff. But I do enjoy my classics. I always go back to my roots. That's something I do enjoy. And I know Mr. Smelly likes, old school stuff too. I don't know. Are you really into old school stuff?
Yeah, I mean, anything that's good, really. I guess I've got an eclectic taste. I would say I am drawn to dark, deep, rich fragrances, almost bordering on gourmand. I do love. I tend to find they're the best in performance as well, so I do love those scents. But I do love some of the classics. I think I prefer Creed's Bois de Portugal to Aventus.
Wow.
I've been wearing that more than Aventus recently. I've just recently got a bottle of that. I still have a bottle of Lamal. So I think, yeah. So I don't think I've gone as far down the path as Mr. Smelly into the vintage in terms of collecting them and looking for eBay deals. But I do really enjoy them as well, yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that. I do like Aventus, but it's also not my favorite from Creed. I would probably take Bois de Portugal over it, but my favorite Creed of all time is actually called Vintage Tabaron. Not Millésime Tabaron, but Vintage Tabaron, which is a really dark incense and oak moss fragrance that's, you know, amazing, but really hard to find these days. But if you ever have a chance to try it.
The Tabaron Millésime has the tobacco note in it, doesn't it? Or tobacco leaf. Does the other one have it as well?
The other one is a heavier tobacco, really, but with oak moss and incense. It's like really dark and resinous.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like.
I would love to smell that because I think I would prefer it to the modern one.
Okay. Yeah, I think you should try if you can. Maybe. Do you have a Creed nearby? A Creed boutique?
Not a boutique. I think it would probably be London. So
okay.
I was away, and I will be in London in a few weeks anyway. So I'll have to go.
Try it if you can. So let's talk about 2018. Let's talk about the releases. So overall, this year so far, what do you think about 2018? Do you think it has been a good year so far? Do you think it's a little bit left to be desired? What is your impression so far of 2018? Are you happy with the releases that we've gotten?
Yeah, I think more so in the kind of indie niche realm, more so than the designer realm.
Okay.
There have been a few designers that I've really enjoyed. I liked Prada Black, Luna Rossa Black. That wouldn't be in my top 5. I loved the scent, but I just felt it went too close to the skin too soon for me. That style of scent that's a bit sweeter, I would have preferred it to have just not necessarily to project for crowd pleasing effect, but for me to be able to smell more on myself. So that was good, but it could have been better. I think overall there were some nice releases. One of my favourites of the year is I have here, so I don't know. You know, I'll mention that at some point.
Have you tried this?
Good year for you.
Have you tried Alien? Have you tried? Oh, you have it. Okay. What did you think about it?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Max, is mine bigger than yours?
Yeah. You have the 100 mil. This is the 50 mil. Yes.
Let's not compare sizes. Yeah, I was going to say this was my British humour.
No worries.
I was going to say this might be a controversial opinion, but I really enjoyed this one.
I do too.
I enjoyed it because it took me by surprise and it did something different.
I agree.
It was criticised for being boring and generic, and I think because of the popularity of the female alien,
right,
we're expecting something along the similar lines, but this was kind of different to that, different DNA to that, and I think that attracted a lot of criticism. But from first spray, it's different enough to be very satisfying for me, and that's what I'm looking for in fragrances, is something to be, I respect something that dares to be a little bit different, and this was. And I think that divided people because it was different. But I love the licorice note that I get from this, and the dill. The woods,
yeah.
A little hint.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
I actually love the dry down on this. The dry down is amazing on my skin, and I'm with you 100%. I like that they took a dare and they deviated from the original women's version, and they gave this a very unique, overall take. And because of that different dariness that you have in the scent, I really enjoy it. I think it's one of the best. I'd say definitely on my top 10, favorites of this year. Another one that I really enjoyed was Tom Ford's Fougère d'Argent. I don't know if you had a chance to try this.
Yeah.
Really liked it.
I don't have it, but I was in Selfridges in Manchester recently, and I sniffed it. I was really impressed. The smoothness is what really.
Yeah.
I was really impressed.
Very creamy and smooth. Are you looking forward to Lost Cherry?
Sorry?
Lost Cherry from Tom Ford? Lost Cherry?
Yeah. I am, because I think it really sounds like a fragrance I would enjoy. Unfortunately, I've started hearing some early negativity on its performance, which is a shame. It comes and goes within 30 minutes, and I think it's...
I heard same things, that it's very faint, and it leans more towards feminine, meaning it's like a sweet, floral, fruity, type of scent. I haven't tried it, so I'm really looking forward to it. So,
Yeah, me too.
Indy, have you tried anything from Gallagher? I think Gallagher's doing a really good job with their latest releases.
No, I haven't. I haven't got my nose on anything from Gallagher, and I hear great things about them. So I think I'm going to have to pick up the Discovery set from them at some point, because Bergamot I heard great things about. There's the
Amongst Waves.
I kept hearing.
Yeah, Amongst Waves from last year.
Yeah. I only hear positive things about Gallagher, so I really do need to try them out. Have you been impressed with them?
Oh yeah, Fine Apple and Rose All Day. I've tried both of them lately, and I've really enjoyed both. I've been trying them for work and stuff. If you like those deeper, almost gourmandish kind of scents, you're gonna love Rose All Day. It has like a Parfums de Marly Herod kind of vibe to it. And Fine Apple is a fantastic citrus aromatic with pineapple, apple. It dries down really almost like a smooth, sweet, fruity vetiver. They're both great scents. I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed by both of them, and I think he's a really up and coming.
You had me at Parfums de Marly because they're one of my favourite houses, and if there's a comparison to them, then I know I will enjoy it, absolutely.
I think you'll enjoy it. What do you think about Percival? Have you tried that, the latest from Parfums de Marly?
Yeah, I have tried it, and I was, again, I was more impressed than I thought I was going to be, because there was talk of it being a fresher Parfums de Marly, and a more wearable, and I was worried that would lose the DNA that I love so much about Parfums de Marly fragrances, that they're thick and luxurious. And I smell Percival, and yeah, it is a little fresher, but it still has that gorgeous Parfums de Marly characteristic. So I was really pleased, and I think it's fantastic. Yeah, I love Percival. What I
like to say, I did enjoy it tremendously, and what I like to say, like, there's 3 fragrances on Parfums de Marly, 2 of which that really don't get much talk because they're not deep, dark, resinous, opulent, like the stuff we come to expect from them, like, the Wajans, the Herods, the Carlyles. But I think there's 3 fragrances that a gentleman should always try from this brand, which is really under the radar. Percival is definitely at that top right now because it's really likable, but it retains that quality. And if you haven't tried Galloway, and if you haven't tried Beerley, if you like vetiver, it's a must. No one talks about it. It flies under the radar, which is one of my favorite scents, for like everyday work scent, like a workhorse type of scent. Amazing, amazing.
Yeah. I have a sample of Galloway, and I really enjoyed it. I find it didn't quite last on me as long as the darker, richer Parfums de Marly's, but
True.
The scent itself was really nice.
All right. So, anything you're looking forward to, like that you haven't tried yet, or that you heard that it might be released, or maybe something that you would like a company to release? Any thoughts on that?
That's a good question, actually. Yeah, I'm not sure. You've got me racking my brains as to what upcoming releases are. I'm always interested in any new zoologist release, because
sure,
you know how daring they are. I haven't smelled a bad Imaginary Authors fragrance, and I don't know if it was a hoax or not, but I believe they were doing something to tie in with Halloween, perhaps.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Oh yeah, I don't know if that's a real post or not, but I really hope it isn't. I think if they did maybe something with a bit of a pumpkin accord, it could really
nice.
Work really well. So anything from Imaginary Authors, I'm always looking forward to. You're always very current with the new releases and getting your reviews out. So
sure.
What are you looking forward to that's due for release?
Aside from the Lost Sherry we talked about, I haven't tried. I'm still trying to get my nose on the new John Varvatos, Nick Jones collaboration.
Oh yeah.
Have you tried that?
No, I haven't tried it. No, I love Dark Rebel, and I love the original John Varvatos, but I've not tried the new one. No.
Okay.
Not tried it. That's released at the moment? Is it?
It has been released, I believe, about a month and a half ago. I just haven't been able to get around to getting a bottle, but I'm truly looking forward to it. And being a huge fan of Azaro Pour Homme, there's a new, blends that they're putting out. It's a combination of leather, amber, and pepper. It's 3 releases. One that's going to, encompass the note of amber, one that's going to be mostly a pepper, one that's going to be really around leather, amber, pepper, and leather. So there's 3 releases called Azaro Sensual Blends. So I'm really looking forward to that. I hope it's a good one.
That sounds great.
It sounds amazing. And I've heard Aramis has a new fragrance called Tobacco Blend that's supposed to like blow you away if you like dark resinous kind of scents. I haven't gotten around to it, but it's not very expensive and supposed to be amazing. Have you tried that?
What was the name of that one again, Max?
It's called Aramis Tobacco Blend.
Is it? Oh, Aramis has just released one. I don't know if it's a different name over here, called Special Tobacco Reserve, I think it is.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Tobacco Reserve. Have you tried?
I've heard a few people say it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I haven't had a chance to smell it yet, but I know I'll enjoy it. And because it's a little bit on the cheaper side, I'll pick that one up, definitely.
And you just did a top tobacco fragrances. You just did a top 10 tobacco scents, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Have you heard anything about the new Aventus cologne for 2018? That there's huge talks going around right now in the frag groups.
Yeah.
What do you think about that one?
Out of nowhere. Last week it just popped up on the Instagram newsfeed, and it was this blurry photograph, the first one. So I thought that's got to be a hoax. It can't be real.
It's not. It's not a hoax.
Made it official.
It's 100% official because I know people that went to the Cannes, convention, and they actually saw that at the Creed Boutique, kiosk, and it's 100% going to be released. So.
Yeah, I just wish the person who'd taken that very first picture had taken it properly.
I know, right?
I like to take a good picture, you see, and I think if I was going to put the first shot of that out there to the world, I would have at least got it in focus. But
I agree.
To whoever took that picture, I think there's been a lot of criticism already about Creed. Do Creed need to make a flanker of Aventus? I think everything is about Aventus at the moment, isn't it? So many clones.
Yeah.
And apparently there's a little minty note in there, and I really enjoyed the mint in Viking. Viking was a bit divisive, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a beautiful scent. Really,
I do too. It was a little bit controversial. They were expecting something in the lines and veins of Aventus, and Viking was like totally opposite. I think it was more mature, not as playful as Aventus, but I do appreciate the composition. I think it was very unique, and I like when people take a stab at something very different. It is nice to have something to look forward to, and fragrances are definitely something that evokes happiness in our lives, and it's just something that, like wearing a watch or, getting a nice shirt, whatever, it's something that makes us happy. And this is something that we have in common, like-minded individuals, family people. Chris has a family, I have a family. So we take time of our busy lives to come here and share this passion with you guys. Hope you guys appreciate it. Again, Chris, thank you so much for being a part.
Max, I've been watching your channel for love how you're someone that I look up to in this community, and it was a real honour for you to reach out to me and invite me to be on this live with you. So I will always be grateful for that. Thank you, my friend.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything. I will talk to you soon again, and we'll stay in touch for sure. Have a good night. Cheers.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, thank you so much for being a part of episode 5. We talked about, me and Chris from Fragmental, we talked about and discussed the releases of 2018, what we thought were the best ones, sort of the ones we really liked, and what we're looking forward for the next couple of months to come. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned for more, guys. As always, stay fragrant, keep on spraying, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.